Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go, yet again. One more match for the SCPH replay casting session number 8. And we are going at the long haul because of these matches actually going on. Not just single games, but introducing first, on the top right, it is going to be our Red Terran. You know him as Barcode. And I have no idea who this is. That's pretty much it. Barcode is Barcode, there we go. But his opponents, you should know who this guy is, because even though he's been making different name changes here and there, he's been a very supportive part of the replay casting community. It is our Blue Zerg, Azzin, or also known as Geohen PH.
It's Salt.
What?
Right? It's Salt.
Salt? Azzin. Damn, you're so funny. You're so funny, XtinC. You're so funny. Now, I have a question for you. Why did he change his name, actually?
I believe Azzin was actually his original in-game name back in C-Ball. You actually casted one of his games on C-Ball qualifiers.
Not Azzin. I really remember it was Geohen, but I might just be remembering it wrong.
I remember it's Azzin. It's against Dash.
Uh-huh.
Where Dash dances units in front of Azzin. That very bad mothered game by Dash. You remember that?
Oh, that's amazing. You know, it's also amazing when you do things in the wrong order. Oh my god. In any case though, let's talk about the game. So we got Azzin versus Barcode. Azzin has been climbing the charts pretty well, and on honesty, he's made it to Masters pretty, recently. I know it's been a little bit of a while, but at least he's upping the ante per se during the Masters Plus bracket, and he's gonna be going for that pool first here. Now, something I do note for Azzin is this is something he really likes to do. In 2 base, Roach Warren immediately, and for some reason he gets Burrow. I don't even know why. I don't even know why.
Yeah, he claimed it's a good build. So actually, I don't know. He makes it work some games, so I guess it's good in some way. But I never actually tried it. I tried it once, and I never liked the opening.
Yeah. I've seen it, Azzin versus Ender, that would happen recently. I've seen it again in action, and I understand the idea about it. Now, when you have Burrow, which he's doing right now, oh my god, here we go again. So he's getting Burrow, and the thing about Roaches, if they're Burrow, they regenerate HP a lot quicker. That's pretty much it. It's like whack-a-mole. It's very annoying. And if you don't have detection, that it kind of is overwhelming in a way. Now, we saw for, like, Ender versus Azzin, right? It was so easy for Ender. As soon as he said Burrow, he was just like, oh, I don't need the second spine. He canceled it immediately in the face of an attack. And the problem with Burrow this early is you are reducing your DPS by a ton. Sure, the Roach stays alive, but in essence, you are still losing that Roach for quite a while in the damage department.
It's actually a very expensive upgrade.
Yeah, it's also 100-100. You can be getting something more important like metabolic boost, like Carapace, and you're not getting that right now. There is no surround gameplay from the Zerglings. You're not getting that extra scaling information. You're literally playing whack-a-mole, and the problem with whack-a-mole, guys, is you are only dealing with literally one thing in the first place. Back still floating on the ground to really fend off that Overlord to begin with. Here we go, the Roach is already, and of course the Roach timing by the 4-minute mark is very scary. But we have Barcode already playing it very safe. Has a bunker set up. Got the scouting information, saw that Roach Warren very early, and did go for the bunker onto the high ground. Now, think about this orbital command onto the natural. It can just lift up if need be, and this is pretty solid so far here for Barcode, even though Azzin is, I guess, happy in a way that he's forcing... Oh my god. Oh my god.
He needs to waste a scan to kill that.
Yeah, I know, right? Damn, this is just eh. You know, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth a little bit. It's just so BM in a way. But hey, that's how it is sometimes. You can't go for the drop down there. SCP trying to get on through. And we are going to be getting a third command center here. So at least it's a 1-2-1 setup actually here. Barcode going for that second fast. We will be building that Cyclone immediately, trying to go for the defensive. And a lock on to the bricks. Damn! XtinC! You know the bricks, they're the worst part. They're the biggest threat in this game.
That's why every game after I get 4 links, I try to kill that right away.
Nice misclick there. That's how it is sometimes. Azzin does stay on the west side. And does the burrow work? Oh my god, it does! Oh my god, it does! Azzin, you mad lad! Big brain
Yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah, it's actually good versus
Not like that, not like that, Mr. XtinC. Cyclones get lock on, there's the scan, and that is just a lot of DPS from these two cars, basically. Missiles are banned. Goodbye, Roaches. And goodbye to the cheeky 4-Roach burrow push, but behind this, Azzin has gotten to third base, so I think it works out pretty evenly here for a Zerg player.
yeah. The one bad thing about doing Roach Burrow on versus Terran is they have scans. They have easy detection, unlike Protoss or Azure. So I'm a bit I don't know what I feel about this build, but sometimes it can really get your opponent. It can delay your opponent as long as you be able to drone up a hard on your part. I think it's a win-win for you.
I do think so myself, but as you said, you know, for Terran, it really feels like it's just such part of the tech tree itself to get, you know, that protection because of the part of the map. But, you know, there's a caveat. If you use a scan, there is the OP Mule, so that's not going to be enough minerals to begin with. Zeldo, the Hellion Cyclone, old school mech going to be into play as of right now, using that burrow as much as possible. And I would really love to see Barcode bring in a Raven. I don't think there is any anti-air right now besides that Queen. And even though it's in the base right now, it should be with this Strike Force, really hampering the chances of Azzin to win this out.
Yeah, there's a Raven.
I mean, it's been there for a while. It's just not, you know, helping the Hellion Cyclones.
It's gonna be mech. I wonder what's Azzin's response versus mech. I'm actually curious because I never actually seen him against versus mech before. Mostly I see him just against Bio.
I think the answer is just Roaches. More and more Roaches, and play with the burrow. He is getting more and more of these extractors, so it might be into the cards. Evil Chamber, a second one actually. So by double pumping out the Carapace upgrade alongside all of this, but the Maglock there's going to be next on the list here for Barcode. Really enjoying to use those Cyclones and to the micro degree. But Azzin right now is just being the biggest pest in the world, really putting Barcode in a 2-base scenario. But I'm really curious because Azzin is just not running away with this as of yet. He can go for the drone up right now though, which is a safer spot.
Are not saturated properly. Like,
yeah.
So his main base is like it's not saturated yet. It's second and third. He needs to try to drone up more as of right now, because if your opponent is going mech, you have an ample time of window to be able to drone up hard up to 6 drones right away. Because when your opponent is going mech, he can't really attack right away.
That's true. Like, even though the Hellions and Cyclones are scary, they're not really the end-all force. That's usually the siege tanks as well as the Thors, and they take a mighty time to get ready. So that's a really good point. The economy here for Azzin, even though his setup is okay, it's iffy, but at least he's taking a page out of your book here, Mr. Kent, and he's going for that Nidus as well as the Infestation Pit. Swarm Host gonna be into play very soon.
I wonder when it's going to Swarm Host, because right now he needs units. He needs units to be able to defend against this Cyclone Hellion. And actually this is very good for Azzin. He's killing off 2 Cyclones already. And these are not cheap. These Cyclones are not cheap.
Not at all, and these Roaches are really doing all they can in the world. Azzin gonna lose that Roach for free. This one is an absolute hero, will get cooked up to oblivion. And finally, it is gonna be Barcode's time to bring everything out. We do see Azzin though somewhere in the map roaming around with these Roaches. I feel like he's looking for hit squads to just play that whack-a-mole gameplay again. There we go though with a scan. Oh, the active pre-tumor is gonna get hurt there. That is kinda sad. But this is Azzin's time to shine. Roaches are gonna be into play. The scan has been used. It's an opportunity for him to really impose his will. And just the fact of the matter that burrow exists hurts Barcode and his gameplay. But there we go with a quick little transition onto the natural. But it doesn't matter. Good defense is here from Azzin. Gonna cook that one up. Goodbye to the Hellions, and everything is looking so good for our Blue Zerg so far.
And still losing the Cyclone. I think that harass for the turn is good. He's been able to keep the Zerg in a low drone count. But as of right now, he needs to defend his coming Roach attack.
These Roaches are looking very scary here, Mr. Kent. As here we go again with the lock-on department. That is going to be a nice set. They're trying to get on through to the other side with the worm. And we are getting more and more of those swarm hosts right here, right now. 9 of them coming our way. Drilling Claw's going to be next on the list. But I feel like for Azzin, he's applying enough pressure right now. And he has a pretty good league on the army count to just allow these swarm hosts to do their thing and destroy everything in its wake.
Yeah, I mean, the Terran here right now, he needs to pump up units right away. I mean, he has 1k minerals and 600 gas.
Yep.
He's
I'm really surprised we're not
not,
seeing any of the Thors yet. We're not seeing the Siege Tanks yet. He's sticking on this Hellion Cyclone, which I do like
yeah,
because it's very mobile and it's good for assassinating these Nidus Worms. But in a direct fight, I think that's where it really tapers off in so many ways.
in direct fight, it actually can become very, very strong as when you have a lot of cyclones.
Yeah, critical
If you have,
mass. That's a completely
if you have,
different thing,
yeah, if
honestly.
you have critical mass of cyclones, you wreck armies very, very easily.
This is not it. This is not it. This is a hit and run squad that is waiting to get on through to the other side. And we have seen Azzin literally, oh my god, goodbye to command center. But as you know, as we said, we've seen Azzin win out these clashes just through roach hit squads. And that is not the critical mass that we are looking for, Mr. Kent. We are at 59 army supply. That is like very far away from that CM that we're looking for.
That's not Phoenix style mech, Phoenix type mech yet. Phoenix level mech yet.
And no big boys. Interesting that we are not really getting those stores. There we go with a lock on again, getting the cook on up. Even though the Maglock Accelerator as well as the Blue Flame are there, no upgrades whatsoever. It's not going to be high time for the +1, which is pretty interesting, but something to note, of course, it's the ability of the lock on that has static damage rather than being used and being mitigated or amplified by +1, -1, things like that. So if it really is going to be Barcode relying on the lock-on, I understand why he's not going for that armory upgrades, but it wouldn't hurt to get him plating, to say the least. In any case, though, here comes the flood. Good control for Azzin to bring in those Zerglings as well to get this around, and these Cyclones are gonna get caught in the middle. Monkey in the middle, confusion on the hatchery, trying to keep it alive. All the energy is being tossed there, but the lock-on will still do enough damage. There we go with supply block, but still these Cyclones gonna go on down, and I don't think that was really worthwhile. One hatchery for all those Cyclones, that has to hurt.
Yeah, that's not good for him. I mean, it's down for 43 against 99 army supply. And with roaches and also swarm hosts, this is gonna be very, very bad for the turn.
Yeah, Swarmos are here already. Wouldn't be surprised to see the full commit onto that main base. But here we go right now with the Locust. There is the order command forced to lift on up. And this Nidus Swarm is just chilling here with one Swarm host. In any case, though, it's a full frontal attack from the Locust Cyclone. Is going to be coming on back yet again. And where is Azzin and his army? Why? Why would you do this? Why would you let this happen?
Those mines kill a lot of roaches, by the way.
Yeah,
Getting for the Devil's Pirate now. Devil's Pirate for the Azzin.
oh my god.
I
I wouldn't be dude, I would be surprised if those like handful of Widow Mines extending this game by 10 minutes because of that. But as I say that, never mind, it's not gonna happen as it already hampering this main base. These are the swarm hosts just spitting out eggs like old school style, burrowed inside the ground. And yeah, it's just constant flow. There is no stopping. It is just easy here for Azzin, too easy by this point in time. Or the commands that are lifted up cannot go for scans, and it's just invincibility from invisibility here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good game here for Azzin.
Yeah.
He's been able to deny the second base. He's been able to kill SCVs. And even though his crisp spread is not that great, on early game he's been able to create spread right now. And been able to kill a lot of cyclones. And it is very, very expensive here for Barcode.
Yeah, it really is. It's quite an investment. It's quite a expense itself, and it is quite handy and dandy to say the least. But in any case, there we go. Another Nidus Worm going to be into play, and it is going to be high time for more of these Nidus Worms to come this way. I feel like Azzin, he has this one in the bag. +2, +2, a little too overwhelming, and we're actually getting Broodlords.
This is styling here. He doesn't need Broodlord. He's gonna actually clean this up right away.
Vikings actually dropping down to try and get some damage onto the Swarm host. There we go, the Locust yet again. Cyclones locking on to Locust. That is just really, really sad. And this is, it's heartbreaking for Barcode to watch this all unfold. We already know how this game should go. 99% chance that Azzin will win this out. For Barcode, if it's Azzin losing outs on the Swarm host, then that's pretty much it, right? If he loses out on the bulk of Swarm host, that's game set and match for Barcode to actually push on through if he has the enough army. Because Azzin is using a lot of gas to get these styling Broodlords, as you say, and a little risk factor that is highly unnecessary by this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, Blue Lords are actually good against this stage of the game. But like I said, you don't really need that. I mean, just go for Mass Roach Bane and clear everything.
Yeah, it's high time right now for the Cascade. There we go with the Blue Lords, and I think this is going to be game, set, and match. More free units getting some DPS on Locust as well as Broodlings. And that's something to note here, Mr. Kent. If you can't really micro against Widow Mines, just bring in units that die for it in the first place. That is just more and more harassment onto the refinery. It is going to be high time for the Broodlings to give chase. And this is just going to be all these vehicles stuck by the rocks. Azzin has complete control of this game, and it is just only a matter of time before the Terran falls apart at the seams.
I think one of the best plays that Terran can go for here is he actually goes for base trade. If he goes for base trade, his army's very mobile. He goes for base trade, kills all the bases like what he's doing right now. That's one of the big weaknesses of Brood Lords. I mean, Brood Lords are very slow.
And it's just cheeky stuff here from Barcode might actually turn things in his favor. And as you said, the cycles are very fast at killing buildings, especially when they lock on. One focus fire will make a big difference, but in the meantime, Azzin right now gonna be keeping an eye out onto that main base from that potential third, as that is just gonna be one more hatchery going down. We are gonna see a base race scenario by this point in time, but for Azzin again, still more units, more destructive power, and this is just still more and more damage being done. Broodlords right now getting hampered by the Widow Mines. Here we go again with the Cyclones as well. The Hellions, the Queens right now going for defense by this scenario, but it really just feels like for Azzin, he has everything in the back and more. He is just withdrawing a little bit of pleasure alongside all of this. And we see the flashes onto the hatcheries, but it doesn't matter in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much of a difference here. I mean, going for the base race is good, but once this, it's like it's all over.
It is all.
Like
It just feels like it's been over for quite a while, and you know that's how it is sometimes. That's how the cookie crumbles in a way. Viking though again on the east side. Here we go again with the Nidus Worm. It really doesn't stop by this point, doesn't it? And there you go. Finally the catch onto the hot fields, beating on that and beating them down. Cyclones trying to get on the way, gonna get shot after by the Zerglings, and there is no survival. GG is called. Azzin is our winner.
Yeah, good play there by Azzin.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The burrow opening, not as, not as impressive, but the infestor play, roaches going for the hit squads multiple times, that was where it really did shine. So Azzin able to play a really good macro game. And I've seen it before. I remember casting a game for him that was around 50 minutes. So he can play a proper mid to late game if he still remembers not to style on his opponent. That was a game though that kind of took longer than it should because of the Broodlord choice, but hey, a win is a win, and that is going to be a victory there for Mr. Jihan PH.